What's good, everyone? It's your host, Salty, and today we're getting down with some Tales from the Front Desk. Let's get into it. My first time making a guest leave the property. Yesterday, I had by far the rudest customer experience of my life. This asshat was so bad, I made him leave the property within the first 20 minutes of him being there. I was on audit shift, and it was around 11:30 when Mr. Asshat called inquiring about rooms. Thank you for calling hotel. My name is Trixtina. How may I help you? Yeah, I'm just now leaving the nearby low-end hotel. They're sold out for the night, and they told me to check with you. How much for a single for the night? I'm sorry, sir. I'm sold out of singles for the night. All I have left is our standard rooms with 2 queen beds. The rate is $139 plus tax. $139 plus tax? You're kidding. We just left California, and that's how much the hotels are down there. You can't be serious that people are actually paying $139 plus tax to stay in a hick state like Montana. If doubles are all you have left, you can at least discount it, since you don't have my preferred room type. Sorry, sir, but I only have a handful of rooms left for the night, and I know we'll be selling out, so I can't discount your room any unless you qualify for a discount like AAA or AARP. Besides, our singles actually cost more than the doubles. Our singles we're selling for $144 plus tax. I want to speak to a manager. I'm the current acting manager. The absolute lowest rate I can do is $109 plus tax. I honestly can't go any lower than that. Fine, we'll take it. How far are you from nearby hotel? I give him instructions to get here, and about 15 minutes later he walks in the door with his girlfriend. You know, she was just praying on the way over here that you'd be able to lower that rate more for us. How does $89 for the night sound? Besides, this hotel isn't even that nice. Sir, I've told you the lowest I can offer you. If you'd like a room with us, it's going to be $109 plus tax. Fine. I'll need photo ID and a credit card to get you checked in. I'll be paying for my room with cash. I still need a credit card for incidentals. What do you mean? We require a credit card for incidentals. You know, in case the room is damaged or there are missing items. Do you guys do that because of all the drunks? I'm sure you guys have problems with drunks here a lot. This is Montana after all. Me, flabbergasted? No, we don't really have that sort of issue here. Really? But this is a hick state, isn't it? You guys have rodeos and stuff. I grew up in Wyoming. I know what the rodeo scene is like. So many drunks. We don't really have rodeos in this particular city. Could I please get photo ID and a credit card? There are other guests waiting. At this time, there were a few others in line behind this guy. A couple of them were just staring wide-eyed at some of the stuff this guy was saying. And one guy was trying to hold back his laughter. I get the guy's information entered, swipe the card for incidentals. Alright sir, your total is $117.63. Mr. Asshat is rolling his eyes as he pulls out every individual bill from his wallet, and then slides it over to me. I count it up, but it's only coming to $117 even. Sorry, but you're 63 cents short. You only gave me $117. Ugh, it's just 3 cents. You're really going to harp me over it? It's 63 cents, sir, not 3. Well, I don't have 63 cents. He rummaged through his pockets for change, opened his empty wallet, and nothing. This asshole then had the audacity to look back to the guests waiting behind him and ask if any of them had 63 cents he could have. They all shook their heads no. I'm handing the guy's money back when he sighs loudly, pulls out an envelope from his pocket, takes $1 from it, and hands it to me. I give him his change, and then I hand him his key packet. Okay, here's your room number and the Wi-Fi password. You guys are up on the 3rd floor. Where's my room at? The elevator is down at the entrance. Where's my room at? I need to know where to park. Sir, please, I'm trying to explain to you how to get to your room. Ugh, God, I can tell I'm in Montana. You can't even tell me where my room is at. At this point, my blood was boiling, and I just snapped. Okay, I tried to be friendly and accommodating to you, despite your ignorance, but I can't take it anymore. You can give me those key cards back, and I'll be refunding your money. You're no longer welcome at this establishment. Really? You can't be serious. I am very serious. I've never been so disrespected before in my entire life. You insulted me, my home, and my hotel, so you can take your business elsewhere because we don't want it. He stands there quietly, not saying another word. I hand him back his cash and he and his girlfriend walked out the door. I know for a fact that due to his rude actions, they had to sleep in their car for the night. We were the only hotel in town that had rooms left for the night, which is why I didn't want to discount him in the first place. I might take a hit from my boss over this if the guy complains, because we ended the night with 3 vacant rooms, but I'd gladly take a little heat over this, then give that bastard the satisfaction of getting away with treating a customer service rep as badly as he treated me. If anyone's a hick in this story, it definitely sounds like this guy. Get the hell out of my establishment. A particularly rude and entitled walk-in. A fellow arrived last night and asked what our rates for the night were. I quoted him out available room types and he told me that he was going to do some price checking online for a few minutes. He sat down in the lobby on his phone and I assumed that he was going to ask me to price match, but after a few minutes he came back to the desk and asked to check in. I pulled up the guest reservations which he had just made and asked which floor he would like to be on. He replied that it didn't matter as long as he got the suite. I was confused for a moment because his reservation was for our cheapest room type. I explained that he must have made a booking error and the guest replied that he didn't, and that because of his high tier membership, I was going to give him the room as a complimentary upgrade. It was pretty late at night and we rarely sell out of our suites when we have so many cheaper rooms available, so I went ahead and changed his room type. I give the guest his room keys and he tells me, "God, I didn't think you could be any slower," before he walks back out to his car. About 5 minutes later, after the guest and his family went up to the room, he comes back to the front desk and asks for a roll-in bed. I tell him that we don't have any roll-ins at our property while pointing out that his suite has a pull-out mattress. He replies that they need 3 beds to accommodate the family and that I need to take care of it. I apologize that I have no way to get a 3rd bed into their room while offering to move them to a queen, single pull-out room, but he declines. The guest proceeded to cuss under his breath and asked to speak with my manager. I started to explain that my general manager wasn't on site, but he interrupted me and told me to call her and give him the phone. I called my GM, she wasn't asleep yet, and I explained the situation to her while the guest repeatedly asked for the phone, which is against our policy. My GM asked to speak with him and he complained to her for a few minutes before returning the phone. The guest told me that they would work out the sleeping arrangements before asking me for a few free beers, for his trouble. I explained that we have a strict policy against complimentary alcohol, to which he replied that my GM told him he could have a few, which I know she never would. I told the guest that I would have to call her back to check and he told me not to bother. The guest stormed off to his room, cussing about our whole town and never staying with us again. I hope he doesn't. This one just started off bad from the beginning. So he wanted the suite, but he only made reservation for the cheapest room. And then he wants free beer when he doesn't get his suite? Oh man, this guy's just an asshole. Hotel rules that guests have tried to teach me. I've been at the front desk for about 5 years, and I've worked in 50-room inns to 700-room resorts. I've learned a lot of hotel policies, but some of the most interesting are those that the guests create on their own. I thought I'd compile some of these for your enjoyment. They're in no real order, so bear with me. If you arrive after midnight, your departure changes to the next day. All of you night auditors, you have heard this one. A guest walks in at 1 a.m. and checks in. You let them know that checkout is 11 a.m. But it's technically the 28th, not the 27th anymore, so I check out tomorrow at 11. Then it takes anywhere from a minute to 15 minutes depending on the guest's level of intoxication to explain that hotels don't run on technicalities. No smoking rules apply to tobacco only, and you can smoke weed in your room without consequence. I stepped out of the elevator, ready to do a security check one night, and was immediately hit with a strong smell of our old friend, marijuana. The entire hallway reeked, but after assessing a strong smell at one end and following the sound of coughing and laughing back to a particular room, I found the culprit. When confronted, the red-eyed guest informed me that they weren't breaking the rule. They were smoking joints, not cigarettes. Just smoke a little spliff, man, it's all good. Teenagers are not actual people and do not violate fire safety occupancy regulations. A guest called me once and asked if we had any rooms for 4 people and 2 teenagers. I informed him our maximum occupancy per room was 4 and they would need to book 2 rooms. No, there's only 4 of us. And 2 teens. I can understand further inquiry if it were an infant or small child, but this man was intent on convincing me that 16 to 19-year-olds were not considered occupants. Cats are allowed, and if they're not, it's a service animal. I stepped away from the counter once, around 3 a.m. to use the restroom. and in that time, a guest had noticed my absence and overestimated how long I'd be gone. I returned from the desk to find a woman struggling to open the front door. Cat under one arm, cat food and various supplies under the other. "I'm sorry, ma'am, but we can't allow cats in the rooms. We're dog friendly only." She argued that we were pet friendly and did allow cats. I showed her one of the multiple pet policies posted on the counter. Dogs or mini horses are absolutely allowed, but emotional support animals only apply to housing and planes. This lady's trying to sneak her cat in the hotel. Alright, she's away from the front desk. Hurry, go get Whiskers. Breakfast room hours are void in cases of midnight munchies. Large sign with open hours be damned. We had a middle-aged woman who tried to sneak into the breakfast room after midnight to steal mini muffins. I was watching the cameras already, and the sound of the door is very telling on its own. I went in a few moments after she entered and flipped on the lights to find the startled woman with about 10 muffins on a plate. "Breakfast starts at 6 a.m., ma'am." "Yeah, but I'm just getting muffins." "Yes, you lunatic, that is the problem. I am allowed to get muffins." She stormed off, and I basked in the glory of watching her accidentally drop the heaping plate of muffins in the elevator. Oh, this last one just kills me. When you got them midnight munchies, man. Understandable. I can just picture this lady in the dark, like filling up a plate of muffins, trying to be all sneaky. Oh, that's too good. Alright everyone, if you were going to save Kim Kardashian's life or get $100 million, what color Lamborghini would you buy? Let me get your feedback on that in the comments. We'll see you all next time. Peace.